I have been snookered by Victoria Police.
She was the master of manipulation and an incredibly great liar. They had the golden goose. They had the information coming in. But it was information, it was poisonous information. And they knew it was poisonous information.
We got this profoundly wrong.
I'm very, very confident that my conduct in no way, or shape or form was remotely criminal in nature.
I've done 12 years jail for a crime I didn't commit.
After notorious underworld figure Victor Pearce was gunned down in a 2002 street shooting, Victoria Police launched a manhunt.
Somebody out there must know something.
5 years later, Farouk Orman, a man in his early 20s who insisted he didn't even know Pearce, was charged with his murder. He hired prominent defence lawyer Nicola Gobbo to defend the charge while he maintained his innocence. How did you feel when you heard the jury's verdict of guilty?
Probably, I still had goosebumps. Probably like I got hit by a bus, to be honest. Just shocked. Yeah, and then trying to comfort my mum. Even after I got convicted, I was just still, in effect, try and convince myself that eventually the truth will come out.
He says he later learned his lawyer had been advising how guards could break him in isolation.
Standing on your neck with the dog in your face, in effect. Like you think the dog's going to bite your face off.
What things happened to you in isolation that hurt the most? Sorry.
Terrible things happen in there, for sure, yeah.
After 12 years in jail, the Court of Appeal ruled there'd been a miscarriage of justice. He walked free. His conviction was quashed.
It's frightening, to be honest with you. And everyone should be frightened.
What would you like to say to the public now in terms of if they're wondering whether you were the getaway driver in the murder of Victor Pearce?
Well, I wasn't. It's quite clear I wasn't. I never was. And look, I don't even know the guy. Like, I've got no incentive for any of this.
Others, however, did have incentives. Later, the Royal Commission would hear Victoria Police wanted Farouk Orman to roll and inform on another gangland identity. As for Mr Orman's accuser, he told the Royal Commission his cooperation with police won him a discounted sentence. Farouk Orman is now suing for compensation and thinks more of Nicola Gobbo's former clients might walk free from jail. He blames Victoria Police.
Victoria Police, without them, none of this could have happened. Well, some of them have been promoted, literally. They've been rewarded for their criminal behaviour, in effect, for their corruption.
It was an extraordinary dual role for a barrister to undertake.
It's a complicated story. It began as an ethical and moral dilemma for me.
Nicola Gobbo was one of the underworld lawyers of choice, representing some of the state's most dangerous players in Melbourne's gangland war. Carl Williams.
You don't know who shot you?
No, I don't know who shot me.
And Tony Mokbel.
The way I look at it, no one's perfect.
Nicola Gobbo represented both these kingpins and others. Victoria Police was losing this war and recruited Nicola Gobbo as a police informer. It became a dangerous arrangement for both parties.
What Victoria Police maintained with me was tell us everything and let us decide.
So she gets aware of 15 million ecstasy tablets. Do we just let that go?
The news of a double-dealing lawyer broke in 2014.
I can't put it into words how frightened I was.
Police launched a 5-year legal battle to keep her identity a secret until the High Court ruled she should be unmasked. And that brought on the Royal Commission. The Commission has spent close to $40 million looking into the mess. It's heard Nicola Gobbo's near-industrial scale informing could have affected over 1,000 people. And after nearly 2 years, the moment of truth.
A key recommendation is for the Victorian Government to establish a special investigator with full powers to examine whether Ms Gobbo may have committed any criminal offences connected with her conduct as a human source for Victoria Police.
Duplicitous and inexcusable is how the Commission has summed up Nicola Gobbo's conduct. It says she encouraged some clients to cooperate with police and then went on to represent those they implicated. It says this web of conflicts of interest has compromised convictions and shaken public trust in the justice system. But the woman at the centre of it all says she was groomed and manipulated by Victoria Police. Nicola Gobbo passed on a statement to 7:30 via her lawyer, Tim Tobin.
I have made plenty of mistakes in my life, the greatest one being seduced into trusting Victoria Police almost 20 years ago. From the beginning, I was groomed, controlled and manipulated by officers of Victoria Police, including those of the highest ranks. My life has been destroyed, my health irreparably damaged, and my family utterly devastated. I remain sickened and fearful that those who have orchestrated my actions with full knowledge and encouragement, and who are still controlling me now, may never face the sanctions that I have or be in any way held accountable for what they've done and are still doing.
The police watchdog, the Office of Police Integrity, the OPI, had oversight of 2 major murder investigations that used Nicola as an informer.
The information that she was providing would have been seen as the opportunity to solve some significant crimes. You know, certainly you look back now in terms of what's known about, you know, what's followed on from that, the amount of information, potential for cases being compromised and this sort of thing. Of course, you look back through a different light.
Police used Nicola Gobbo to secretly record Detective Paul Dale, who they were investigating in connection with the murders of police informers Terry and Christine Hodson. Dale was charged, but the charges were later withdrawn after the key witness, Carl Williams, was killed in prison. Mr Dale denies any wrongdoing.
My reputation was destroyed, my career was destroyed, and I do lay some of that blame on Nicola Gobbo. However, I feel so sorry for her because of what Simon Overland did to her.
Paul Dale claims Victoria Police crippled the justice system to satisfy their egos.
Let's just keep going, we're getting results. I look good on tally. And we look good, we're all getting promoted and we're all getting badges of honour because we made all these arrests. We've seen a complete fundamental breach of our justice system. We've seen failure to disclose to the defendants and their legal teams and to the courts. That's not the police's place to play judge, jury and executioner.
The Royal Commission's heard investigations were impeded because police cared more about keeping their secret weapon hidden. Paul Dale says he wanted the Hodson case to go to trial.
Look, I would go to trial tomorrow over that matter. It wasn't investigated correctly because all they wanted was me.
He, like others, plans to sue for compensation. But there's one other outcome he'd like to see. Those at the top to take responsibility.
I'll prefer to see Simon Overland's name on a charge sheet and then a prison cell wall. If his cellmate's Graham Ashton, that'd be good. If there are no charges come from that Royal Commission, then our justice system is seriously in a lot of trouble.
Simon Overland declined an interview with the ABC. So, will police be charged? The Commission hasn't named names, as to not prejudice any potential future trials, but it recommends a special investigator also look into current and former officers. More than 100 officers knew Nicola Gobbo was an informer, and none raised concerns about her representing clients she was informing on, nor did they make proper disclosures to the accused nor the courts.
By placing these factors ahead of their duties and obligations, they corrupted the criminal justice system.
The Chief Commissioner, Shane Patton, concedes it was a profound failure.
This should never have happened. It won't happen again in Victoria Police.
Nicola Gobbo is in hiding with her 2 young children. Farouk Orman spent 12 years in jail, but a lot of the officers involved, it's life as normal. A lot of them have been promoted. That's not really a good look, is it?
We apologise for getting this wrong, but one of the real contributing factors was that organisationally, systemically, we did not have in place what should have been there. No one police officer had a full picture of what was going on here.
How can you boast about cultural change when there are still so many of the officers who were involved now in high positions within the force?
To contextualise, it happened between 11 and 27 years ago, and we have moved forward as an organisation. Any officers involved, I absolutely think it is appropriate that we now step through and say what is the evidence that's alleged against any of these officers, and let's look through that and determine whether any have committed any offences now that we've had the response from the Commission.
The toll doesn't really stop. Like I'm out of prison, thank God, but the suffering doesn't stop, not for myself or my family really. Even my family still suffers from it till this day.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.